What's up guys and girls, Synergy here and welcome to a brand new tutorial. This one is going to be on Hex-A-Gone today that we're looking at. So basically what you want to do if you are on PC on Hex-A-Gone, the gameplay is a lot faster than what you will find on console. So basically what you're going to notice is you're going to notice that people will be kamikazing towards you absolutely everywhere. So what we're going to actually get into is we're going to get into some pro tips on this one. So one of the first tips that we're actually going to go through is just your jumps. You can actually do very slow jumps or you can do fast jumps. Now it's recommended to do the slow jumps, but at the same time use your camera angles to basically see where other players are going to be, see where they're coming from, and also see where they're planning on cutting you off. If they are planning on cutting you off, you want to have an exostrat. By exostrat, what I actually mean is a place that you can run to directly and not have them run in front of you due to the latency issues. The second little tactic on Hex-A-Gone that we will be looking at is sort of like the grab and pull tactic, which is where you intentionally let them slightly forward in front of you, and then what you do is you grab, you pull back and you flick. If you're on mouse and keyboard, it's a definite flick. You will find that that will send them flying, and 9 times out of 10 you will end up dropping them layers. Okay, now the next part is you want to be getting rid of quite a lot of the middle tiles. You can see me in front of this guy, and that's how we cut that guy off for the first win. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get into the second demonstration. Now you can see there's a lot of people on the yellow layer. Now don't worry, don't panic if you accidentally get shot down on layers or you miss a certain tile, etc. One of the next pro tips that we can actually give you for Hex-A-Gone is basically when you are dropping down, you don't want to do any sort of dive animations. You basically want to let it free fall and just give it a slight push with your W key, etc. towards the tile. Now you can see what I'm actually doing at the minute is I'm trying to take out that little layer just so we can cut this guy off. We're going to take out some of his tiles, turn back around, and then we've got the whole platform to ourselves over here. So now we can actually use this platform. The next part that would be very useful for you guys and girls is to sort of plan your routes as well. So you can see that I actually dropped a bit earlier than I intended to there on this specific part. But we've got lots of tiles here. We can see this guy's going to cut us off, so we're trying to get through and we actually get dropped off. So he ends up with what you call a good cut off right there. So we're going to cut this guy on the left hand side. He messed up his jump, we made him panic. Panicking on Hex-A-Gone is one of the things that will eliminate players and one of the things that can guarantee you the crowns. Now you can see I take out the double layer on the actual tiles there, so we actually plan to take that guy out. Okay, now we've got quite a large layer still to work with. We know there are some people up the top as well, but as we take these more and more and more, it's going to be very hard for them to drop down onto it. So we're just taking our time with it, chilling out. One of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to accidentally take out 2 tiles, as you see me just do as well. But we've still got plenty of tiles and we can secure that second win. Okay. Now what we're on is we're on the yellow layer again, and you can see this one is a little bit crowded. So how are we going to work around the crowds? You can see me using sort of 360 motions as well at the same time. If we followed that guy in his direct path line, then basically he would have been able to catch up with us. We just cut out the 2 tiles so we can't actually make a dive over to our tiles and end up taking some of our tiles out. Now the only part with this is the layer below is getting taken out, so we need to be very careful. We're just going to drop onto the 1 and then drop onto the yellow. We need to secure that we don't accidentally fall all the way through. Again, just taking the 2 tiles out, we notice those are coming, so we're going to go for the jump dive. We manage to yeet a guy through doing so, and then we go straight onto the blue section. Okay. So from the blue section, you can see those tiles. We're actually yeeting quite a few people. We're going to try and double take out this layer here so we can't jump across to our little patch. And we're just going to use this patch. He could effectively jump onto the purple and get ahead of us right now, which he is doing, as you can see. But we're just going to take our time with it. We've still got plenty of tiles here. Okay, just going to go for the drop down. We're going to cut off his path right there. Turn 360 and we're going to get over to the other path. Now we know there's another guy over here, so we want to sort of yeet this guy as well. Unfortunately, he's got a bit of a better angle right now. We're not going to make some of these jumps, so we need to be very careful. This is where we need to be careful on where we land. As you can see, I've already got yeeted down to the blue. So this technically should have been a loss, but what I've done is I've effectively used that. And they made the mistake when they are dropping down. Again, moving on. So we're now in the fluffy skin. Okay.
Out some of these tiles.
What I'm actually going to do, guys and girls, is I'm going to leave some of the commentary in so you can see the live commentary as well. That way you can get a realistic version of what I'm thinking and sort of like the plans that I'm making as well in order to secure these hexagon wins. Okay, why am I falling down just by running? Now you see the commentary that I just made. Why are you falling down just by running? So yeah, this is one of the known issues with Hex-A-Gone. Basically it's one of the things that quite annoys me. If you run too fast over tiles as well at some times, what can happen is you can actually get yeeted through the tiles. Now I can see this guy, he's going to end up cutting me off, so I'm actually going to change directions here, and this is where everybody's going to cut each other off. So I just jump in front. Right, we're trying to get that guy to fall down. I think he just fell. That's the one. We're going to go for the jump and dive because we got a nice purple patch right underneath us. That's why you want to keep changing your camera angles, because you can see that the layer right below me has been taken out hard. So we're going to go for a fast and get over to the bigger layer. You want to obviously use the biggest layer possible, and you can see the way I was jumping there managed to take out another guy. We've just cut off that guy's path, so we can't actually make it over to this layer now, which should secure us all of these tiles to ourselves, which is easy dubs basically. So we can just use the safe route and use these, because blue doesn't have enough tiles to out-survive myself, considering I've also got the blue on the left hand side to drop down into. Okay, so you can see he's got roughly just a little bit more tiles than me yellow, but as I say, all I need to do is go over to that left hand side and basically drop down onto the blue, make sure that I'm safe, just doing it the safe road. He's running out of tiles now, so just nice and easy dive and take our time.
Baby.
That's how you do that, baby. Okay, so we're moving on to yet another example. So what we've actually done is we've compiled all these examples, but we've left them as full gameplays. That way you can get full demonstrations of how I actually play Hex-A-Gone. Now the only one thing that I haven't done is I haven't been playing Season 2 just yet. So we haven't got all the new colourful Hex-A-Gone, unfortunately. But it's still the same game mode. Okay, so we actually cut that off there, and we end up noticing that this guy's going to end up cutting us off. We're going to rotate back. Now you see, the reason I rotated back there is because we've got a lot of tiles. We need to make sure that guy cannot jump over to this section. I end up taking out more tiles than I should have done there. So this is where you can actually make a few mistakes as well. Okay, so that guy's actually landed on the good layer, and I've just completely messed up that jump. Sometimes it happens. The main rule of thumb while you are playing Hex-A-Gone is basically just do not panic. Take your time. You've got plenty of time. Like, if you look at the way you stood on the tiles, I actually have literally about half a second longer than what I'm actually jumping at the minute. But I'm playing the safe route. The safe route will just guarantee that you're okay. So for this part, we actually want to go a little bit further forward. We want to cut this guy off, and then we're going to jump down. Okay, so yes, he's got that layer, but he's not got enough tiles to survive on that layer. As you can see, he just fell through the floor directly in front of us. So now we're actually going to start cutting out all of this middle and effectively make our tiles a lot more than what they have. So we're just taking out the middle there to cut his tiles down. Okay, so this is effective planning. Now we're just going to take out his section right here, and we didn't even need to turn back on ourselves. Right, coming into the final few examples now, guys and girls, so we stay up nice and easy, and we've actually managed to cut off this section to ourselves as well. We took out more tiles than probably we needed to, but there is a guy who's coming straight for us, and we can't make that jump, so we're just going to safe land down. Right, too many people on that, so we're going to take it on the blue. Okay, now watch what I do here with my camera angles, just keep that in mind. See that guy? We're going to try and double cut him off. Okay. We're going to force these guys into a little bit of a road wall, so we're going to go for the long jump. And long jump again. Cut this guy off. Okay. And simply put, we've got quite a few tiles here. We're just going to jump down to the purple. There's no point in taking unnecessary risks. And you can actually see the risk that I took there almost cost me. So that's one of the things you do want to be careful of, because if your jump does bug out a little bit, what you can end up doing is falling straight through the cracks. Okay, so I'm just cutting off a nice little chunk for myself. We're going to use the outside layer. Now, the main point of this is basically what you want to do is you want to cut off the tiles in front of the guy. So you need to do a 2-tile layer. Now, unfortunately, this guy comes down, which we didn't expect, so we're going to go for a fast one. We're going to go towards the other guy, take out his tiles that he's got left, go for the dive, and that'll secure us the win as well. So we forced him to fall down basically. Right guys, if you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.